Hey everyone, welcome to Anime Glider. This is my first video, so at least try to be kind on the comments section. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious, chaotic, and overpowered pirate crews in all of One Piece history, the legendary Rocks Pirates. Yeah, we're talking about the crew where half of today's emperors were basically just co-workers. Imagine clocking into work and your team is Whitebeard, Big Mom, Shiki, and Kaido. That shows the captain's caliber. There are 11 known members in the Rocks crew, and we're breaking down every single one of them, their roles, powers, relationships, what happened after the God Valley incident, and where they are now. So if you're ready for a pirate history lesson straight out of hell, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's set sail. Obviously, the first one on the list is the captain himself. Rocks D Xebec. Just saying his name is one of the big taboos in the One Piece world. Rocks was basically the Thanos of One Piece back in the day. This guy was the most fearful and terrifyingly powerful lunatic pirate ever to roam the seas of the One Piece world. Even Doflamingo, the most evil villain in One Piece, has a soft corner somewhere in his heart for children who suffer. He always kills people without a second thought, but even he's strict enough to not let kids start drinking underage. But Rocks, on the other hand, never showed mercy anywhere he was mentioned. I mean, this guy literally used a real blade in a fight with Kid Loki. Even Whitebeard was shocked and asked why he would do that, and this man immediately shut him up by saying, "Shut up, Whitebeard," right to his face. I guess only two people in the world have the balls to say that to Whitebeard. One was Luffy, and we know he's just an idiot, so Whitebeard let it slide, but this man said it to his face without flinching, just pure guts. So far, we don't know anything about his powers, like whether he was a devil fruit user or just a hockey user like Roger. The few things we know about this guy is that he was so strong he managed to keep Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Shiki the Golden Lion under his fingers. After seeing Loki's memory, we can assume that Rocks must be a sword user just like Roger. He might even own one of the supreme grade blades like Roger, Mihawk, and Whitebeard. Might be an expert in all forms of hockey, including Conqueror's hockey. Rocks must have always tried to recruit Roger under his wings, but somehow later they became enemies. Of course, Roger would never work under anyone. Neither Roger nor his crew were ever equal to Rocks. That's the main reason he collaborated with the Navy and Holy Knights to take him down. Even Sengoku said that Rocks was Roger's first and last strongest opponent. And the most important thing that makes Rocks dangerous is that, unlike any other pirate, he wasn't just aiming for the One Piece, but to become the king of the world and rule the entire world government. That's the main reason he visited God Valley, to kill every single celestial dragon and obtain the overpowered devil fruits they had. Many fans believe that he was the previous owner of the dark fruit and that it contains his will. That's why Blackbeard is also trying to become the king of the world by carrying his will. But that might be wrong, because if that was true, Whitebeard would have done something when Thatch found that fruit. And even while fighting Blackbeard in Marineford, Whitebeard might have easily countered the fruit's powers, because after all, that's his captain's devil fruit. But instead, he took hits for the first few seconds, then analyzed the situation and countered. Okay, now we know he was so strong that Roger and Garp had to team up to fight him, and all Marines, Roger Pirates, and Holy Knights had to team up to stop his crew. But is he dead? We don't know if he's truly dead or not. Well, everyone knows how One Piece is. But if he's alive, he's probably doing 1,000 push-ups in a cave somewhere. I guess he might be dead, just like Roger, Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Kaido. He's also one of the legends of the old era. So probably Oda won't bring him back, because he's more focused on the new era. And also, his ideals live on through Blackbeard, and honestly, that's terrifying. Okay, now moving on to the second one, we have old Pops Whitebeard. The real name is Edward Newgate. Either he or Shiki must have been the vice captains of the ship. We all know most of the things about Whitebeard. He ate the Gura Gura no Mi, the tremor fruit, which gave him the powers to cause trembles in the surroundings. Standing tall at 21 feet, he still managed to pull Stussy, a 5-foot baddie, from his crew during his younger days. Even back then, before reaching his prime, he was an absolute monster. After the crew's fall, he went solo and formed his own crew, aiming for a family rather than world domination. Out of every single pirate who leaves their family to become a pirate, this guy became a pirate to find his family on the seas. When everyone wanted to get their hands on the One Piece, this man rejected it, right in front of the king of the pirates. Even Roger needed his permission to become the king of the pirates. What else do you want me to say about him? Well, there are two things. First one, during the God Valley incident, we can see there were totally 6 chests that contained overpowered devil fruits. Within them, the confirmed ones are Kaido's Azure Dragon Fruit and Kuma's Paw Fruit. Fan theory suggests Orochi's 8-headed Hydra Fruit and Marco's mythical Zoan Phoenix Fruit. So we can say that Whitebeard gave Marco his devil fruit. And second, he's the bad user for the Tremor Fruit. Because Vegapunk said that when the users will matches the intention behind the creation of the devil fruit, the awakening will occur. Like how Doflamingo used his fruit to control others, because that might be the reason the string fruit was created. Or like Luffy who fought for freedom. Or like Yamato who tried to protect Wano country. Or even Lucci with his bloodlust. Whitebeard's devil fruit was created with the purpose of destroying everything. A true bad person or someone who loves chaos could awaken it. Like Blackbeard or Doflamingo. Even Garp could awaken it. Well, during the Paramount War, Whitebeard died at Marineford on his feet like a legend, after eating more damage than a Dark Souls boss. Rest in peace. But make no mistake, this man stood toe-to-toe with Roger and Garp in his prime. At third place we have Big Mom, real name Charlotte Linlin, the most powerful woman in One Piece. Linlin was part of the Rocks crew when she was younger and maybe even scarier than she is now. We don't know much about her genetics, still one of the biggest mysteries in One Piece, but even at 5 years old she went on a rampage at Elbaf and managed to take down the most powerful giants of Elbaf. I personally think she's the best devil fruit user in the whole One Piece world, maybe even better than Law. Unlike others, she got her Sara no Mi soul-based devil fruit powers in a totally different way. While everyone else was trying their best to get their hands on the most powerful devil fruits, she just straight up ate the user herself. But unlike Whitebeard, this fruit was best suited for Big Mom. Compared to the previous owner, she actually used its powers to their full potential. She might have even awakened it, we don't know for sure. Only she can use the soul pocus even though she's a woman. But if she used that on me during her prime days, I wouldn't get scared, and still her abilities are so broken that she basically created most of the other devil fruit users' powers by herself. She literally possesses 3 Logia-like devil fruit abilities. Prometheus has flame fruit power, Zeus has rumble fruit power, and then there's Napoleon's laser beam kinda like Kazara's laser. If she used her powers on lava, she might even get Akainu's powers too. Not to mention all her other abilities, soul and life manipulation, weather control, healing, creating and controlling an army, laser beams, water control, tsunamis, physical enhancement into a giant form, and even Elbaf-style swordsmanship. She's the most powerful devil fruit user in One Piece so far. She's an absolute beast. Oda really nerfed her in the final battle. She should not have lost to someone who didn't even train for 2 years like Luffy. The Rocks Pirates cook was the one who made her join the crew. I'll explain more about him when we talk about that guy. During the God Valley incident, she might have obtained the Azure Dragon Fruit from the Celestial Dragons and gave it to Kaido. After God Valley, she built her own pirate empire full of candy chaos and way too many kids. She had 85 children of many different races. After the Rocks Pirates were defeated at God Valley, we can assume someone from the crew betrayed them, and that's probably why she only trusts her own blood now and made her family into her crew. She recently went down in Wano, but again, no body, no confirmation. She might come back in the final saga with a vengeance because she said so. Next one on the list is Shiki the Golden Lion. If Whitebeard wasn't the vice captain, then this guy must have been second on the list. The original flying pirate. Shiki had the Fuwa no Mi, which let him make anything float, including himself. A dual sword user. After Rocks fell, Shiki went solo and caused massive chaos, including challenging Roger and crashing into Marineford drunk. Legend, right? I mean, who's got the guts to ask Roger, the guy who defeated his captain, to be his right-hand man? And then pull up to Marineford drunk and challenge both Garp and Sengoku to a fight? Of course, he lost the fight there and he was locked up and impelled down. But he was brave and wild, enough to escape by cutting off his own legs, and then disappeared. He reappeared in a movie and got defeated by Luffy, so whether that's canon or not, he's still a mad lad. Just because he got defeated by pre-time skip Luffy doesn't mean he was weak. After Rock's defeat, most of his pirate soldiers followed him, believing he was almost equal to Rocks himself. Next one on the list is Kaido. I don't know, man, honestly, if the list was ranked by who's stronger, he'd be at, like 8th or 9th place or something. You know him, you might love him, the so-called strongest creature. Kaido was just a rookie in the Rocks crew. When he joined the Rocks Pirates, he was just 15 years old. That means he was the same age as Chopper when Chopper joined Luffy's crew. But now he's one of the most feared beings in the world. He got his first bounty at the age of 15, which was 70 million berries. Meanwhile, Robin at the age of 8 had a 79 million bounty. Wild, right? Even though they mentioned his genetics as Oni tribe, after seeing Loki's father, we can now assume that Kaido was born from a human and an ancient giant, like Ors or Ors Jr. I don't know how that's logically possible, but yeah, it's One Piece. God Valley took place 6 years after he joined the Rocks crew, which means he was around 21 years old when the God Valley incident happened. Even though he's a big deal now, he was just a little boy when that went down. Of course, he was powerful at the time, but imagine what he could possibly do when monsters like Garp, Roger, and Rocks were fighting in the field. He joined the crew for his own safety, and Rocks recruited him because he knew Kaido would become a powerful force one day. He got his devil fruit through Big Mom and ate it right then and there. Many believe he used the devil fruit powers to escape from the island. And here's a fun fact. If Big Mom didn't interfere, Ivankov might have eaten the dragon fruit. Among the Rocks crew, only Whitebeard and Big Mom actually cared for Kaido and considered him a little brother. After their defeat, he stayed low. He formed the Beast Pirates secretly and became powerful secretly. Only after becoming strong enough to stand as an emperor, he revealed himself to the world. And revealed that he killed Odin. Because if he'd said that any earlier, all of Whitebeard's crew and the remaining members of Roger's crew might have paid him a visit. Now he's defeated by our Joy Boy. But is he dead? Nah. One Piece logic. Let's just say he's taking a very long nap. And I personally believe that Big Mom might have eaten him or sucked his life force to escape the lava of the underworld in Wano. Now for the next person, Achaku aka Wang Zhi. We don't know much about this guy, except that he was one of the top dogs in the Rocks Pirates. He's been name-dropped recently in Egghead, and Garp apparently wiped the floor with him. But that chicken-bodied idiot Moria had his body during the Thriller Bark arc, along with 2 more Rocks Pirate members, but he didn't give any of them strong shadows. We can't blame Moria, though, because he might have thought they were just some random pirates, probably because the world government deleted all the records regarding the Rocks Pirates. This Wang Zhi guy is a mysterious and confusing one because Oda showed his dead body in the Thriller Bark arc, but then in an SBS he said Wang Zhi was the previous owner of Pirate Island before Blackbeard. And apparently Blackbeard defeated him along with Kobe and Law to take the island under his control. That incident is called the Rocky Port Incident, which happened after the Marineford War. So the timeline gets a little confusing. Anyways, my theory is that Blackbeard must have defeated a fake Wang Zhi or maybe his son. By the end of the Rocky Port Incident, Blackbeard got Pirate Island, which is his base right now. Kobe freed some slaves and became a captain and also got the title Kobe the Hero. Law got 100 pirates' hearts and became a warlord of the sea. Anyways, this man's more mysterious than Vegapunk's haircut. Now, personal favorite on the list, more like I'm just really interested in seeing his story, Captain John. Everyone wants this guy's treasure, even Buggy is obsessed with it. This guy was the most chill member of the Rocks crew and his swordsmanship skills were even greater than Rocks himself. Captain John was part of the Rocks pirates who later became a zombie under Gecko Moria's control. Not the most glamorous afterlife, no one can have this much of a downfall. He never cared about power, just wanted to be a free man and chase some treasure. Everyone called him Captain John even when he was in the Rocks crew, even though he wasn't the captain. He really does give off the same vibe as Captain Jack Sparrow. He was probably strong back in the day, but today? He's mostly a punchline. But still, I like this one. Number 8 on the list is Stussy. Now this is interesting. A 5'10" baddie, she might have been a doctor or something in the Rocks crew. She and Whitebeard had a thing going on during their younger days on the Rocks ship. After Rock's defeat, she joined up with Vegapunk and worked as a lab assistant/volunteer for a few days until she found out she was pregnant. The government didn't arrest her because she volunteered to have a clone made out of her. And there might be a chance they conducted some experiments on her body during her pregnancy. After her child was born, that might be the reason the kid turned out like that. I mean, come on, no way their child ends up that ugly when born to such beautiful parents. After finding out the truth, she must have escaped and gone into hiding somewhere to raise her special child all those years. I don't know why she didn't come to Whitebeard because he would have loved his children no matter how they were born. But there's a chance they had a gruesome breakup. And we still don't know whether the real Stussy ate the vampire fruit or if it's just the clone who ate it. Number 9 on the list is the former queen and captain of the Kuja pirates from Amazon Lily, Gloriosa aka Elder Neon. Yes, the tiny old lady who's always guiding Hancock from Amazon Lily was once riding with Rocks. Gloriosa jumped ship before things went south and became a mentor to Boa Hancock. Smart move. She caused him much attention on Amazon Lily because she was the former Rocks pirate. This led her to get down from the queen position and later Ray Lee's wife Shiki become the queen of Amazon Lily. After her, Boa Hancock took the throne as Amazon Lily's queen. Gloriosa's one of the few still alive from those days and still offering wisdom and maybe a little trauma. But I've gotta say she was also a baddie during her prime days. 10th guy on the list is Silver Axe. Another mysterious member. We know his name, that's about it. Silver Axe sounds like a Skyrim weapon and probably hit like 1-2. Fans are still waiting for Oda to drop more info on him. All we know about him is that he was a knight in silver armor. Moria did have this guy's body too, talk about downgrade. Well, at least he's not alive, that's more than enough. Last person on the list is Streusen, the cook of the Rocks pirate crew. He was the one who took care of Big Mom after she ate her own caretaker. He's the guardian who raised Big Mom, made her into a pirate, and introduced her to Rocks. After the God Valley incident, he went off with Big Mom. He became Big Mom's personal chef and co-founder of the Big Mom Pirates. Streusen ate the Kuku no Mi and has the power to turn objects into food, which is weirdly terrifying because even then, it probably tastes bad. Imagine your house becoming lasagna mid-battle. He survived the Rocks era and helped Lin Lin create Totoland. He's old, probably retired, and hopefully not seasoning his enemies. We last saw him at Big Mom's tea party, where the big wedding cake was made by him. And that wraps up the absolute madness that was the Rocks Pirates crew. These guys weren't just strong. They were chaotic, ambitious, and low-key hated each other. That's probably why they didn't last. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any more One Piece content from Anime Glider. Drop a comment telling us which Rocks pirate you think could come back in the final saga. And if it's Rocks himself, I need to see your tinfoil theory right now. Also comment down your favorite one. Catch you in the next one. Bye.